Hello, I'm John Abraham. I play the role of Andy Advocate in our 4 scenarios here. We hope you find this production helpful to you. I hope it helps you in your role as an advocate, should you find yourself in that position, or in your choosing an advocate if you need to do that. Coincidentally, I received this email just today. Let me share it with you. It's from Arlie McDonald in North Carolina. And Arlie says, "It's dangerous to assume that any physician will swim against the current. End-of-life choices needs to put a lot of emphasis on the need for an advocate to be in the hospital with the patient. Doctors don't want to be sued, and a competent, assertive presence is worth gold if you want your patient's wishes carried out." Couldn't have come as a better time. That, I think, sums it up pretty well, and we hope to present that to you in this video. Thank you.
Hello, I'm John Westover, your narrator for this imaginative play, which has been created by Earl Wettstein. Each of the players will take the role which is indicated by his name and show you what might happen in similar circumstances in your life. This will be a play in 4 important acts, which I will describe to you shortly. This idea has been conceived as a fresh way to teach our members how to be better advocates for their wives, their husbands, their loved ones, and to what to look for in advocates if they have to make this long journey themselves. What you'll see is called role-playing, a common teaching technique designed to help you see what you should demand should you find yourself in the same circumstances as the advocate say here. If you are ever an advocate during end-of-life choices movement, you will be sure the patient does not want to be hooked up to tubes and so forth, have heroic measures that will prolong their life. So the person you want to model yourself after is Andy Advocate. He is the one that you can learn from. But the other players may be the people that will be around in the hospital beside your loved one, and this will help you to be ready in the situation. In all of the scenarios, Andy Advocate is there to help Patricia, patient, and to enforce her living will and durable power of attorney. Patricia did not want to be connected to a batch of tubes and have her life extended unnecessarily. Andy Advocate does his best to carry out Patricia's wishes. In each scene, Patricia, patient, is 82 years old and in a terminal condition. Her husband died 8 years ago, a long, hard, painful death, which she saw him hooked up to machines in a nursing home for over a year. Mrs. Patient was aware of this, but she shielded the rest of her family from the information until he died. She now has Alzheimer's disease, has had it for about 5 years, and it's getting steadily worse. She's been suffering from congestive heart disease. And on top of that, she recently had a massive stroke. The stroke has rendered her speech unintelligible. She is incompetent to make a verbal decision, and she can sit up and sometimes appears to be understanding the verbal communications. But she's been put on life support machines, and she has no chance for recovery. In all 4 scenes, Patricia, patient, is Frank Family's sister. However, Mr. Family lives out of town, and he and his sister are not close. They seldom communicated. However, when he learned of her stroke, he flew into town this morning. And because Andy Advocate lives here in town, Patricia Patient has made him her good friend, her advocate, her surrogate, her proxy, and her legal agent with the power of attorney for health care. This tape is intended to raise a number of interesting issues. And when you get finished, we hope that you will have and bring many of them to a discussion here. All scenes in this play are going to take place in a hospital. The scenes are not related to each other. What changes in each scene is the actor's intentions. After the play, we want your questions, your feedback, and if you have time, or if you have true life experiences that may be helpful, if you can be brief, we are open to them. Okay, let's begin. Here we are in a hospital somewhere in Arizona. In this act, the advocate, the doctor, and the family are in agreement in respect to the patient's wishes as suggested in the living will.
Okay.
Hello, Patricia. This is Andy. I came to see you again today. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm here with Dr. Dorothy, and your brother has arrived, and we're here to be with you.
And actually, I don't believe
No,
we've met.
we haven't. Hi, I'm Frank
Hi,
Family, just
I'm
flew
Dr.
in from
Dorothy.
Minneapolis. How do you do?
Good to see you again,
Good to
Doctor.
see you. Good to see you again. And I just wanted to bring everyone up to date. I've been treating Patricia for a couple of weeks now. I am the ICU doctor, and I've been meeting fairly regularly with Mr. Advocate, but I knew you were going to be flying in, and so it always helps to have some input. Some of this you may be aware of. Patricia has been suffering from Alzheimer's for about 5 years now. She also has a long-standing congestive heart disease condition, which is, as you know, it's progressive. And she just suffered a stroke, which is sort of the crowning blow. And now things are looking not good for Patricia.
Yeah, I can see that. I haven't seen her in 2 years. You know, I live in Minneapolis, but I can see that the stroke has affected her badly.
And were you aware that Mr. Advocate has the
Yes,
healthcare
yes,
power?
I am aware that she had a living will and she gave him power because I wasn't here in town. She wanted someone who lived here. That makes sense to me.
Well, and we've done a staffing, which you probably know involves the healthcare providers. I met with specialists both in Alzheimer's and the congestive heart disease. Although strokes are treatable when you compound it with her other health issues, we all reached a consensus that, again, if there's consensus with Mr. Advocate and with family, that we'll leave the decision up to you, but we're comfortable at
I
this point.
appreciate that. Patricia always said that she didn't want to die like Mom did. Our mother took a long time to die a bad death, and she said, boy, spare me that, so I'm here to support her wishes.
And as you know, she's had that feeling for
Oh, yeah.
years
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And my understanding is, yes, that you've been communicating with
Oh,
her
yeah,
for a while.
I've known Patricia for about 30 years, and for at least the last 10, 11 years, she has made it very clear that she does not want to linger in this kind of condition.
Okay. Well, the procedure is that when everybody's ready, you can call for me. I am the one who supervises the disconnecting of the machines, and but I will give you whatever time you need to spend with Patricia. I think Mr. Advocate, we agree that Mr. Family should have some time alone with his
Yeah,
sister.
I'd like to spend some time with her. I haven't seen her in a long time, but now that all our brothers and sisters are gone, it's just her and me, so yeah, I'll spend some time with her.
Okay, all right. Well, just call me when you're ready. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Let me ask you this, who will be
Sure.
the one to take out the tubes and all that?
I'm actually going to be doing that.
Okay.
I will be doing that myself.
All right.
But obviously, the timing is up to you. We're ready.
Well, I
when
know
you're
what she,
ready.
so just, today I would think would be fine toward the end of the day.
Yeah. Patricia, we're going to go now, and your brother will visit with you for a little bit. Okay. Bye-bye for now. We love you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Dr. Peter Admiral, the leader of the euthanasia movement in Holland, always says goodbye to his patients and adds, "Have a good trip." Now in Act 2, the situation has changed. The Advocate and Frank family are prepared to honor Patricia's living will, but the doctor isn't.
I'm here with your brother, and we came to see you today. The doctor's going to be here in a little bit. Hello, hi,
Hey,
good to see you
Good
again.
to see you, Andy.
I'm sorry your sister is in this condition.
Hi.
It's time.
It is time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dorothy. Obviously, Mr. Advocate, you and I have been talking for a while.
Yes, we have.
Hello,
and
doctor.
Hi, I'm the doctor.
This is
Andy,
Frank
from out
family.
of town. Mhm.
Okay, and you're Patricia's brother?
Yes, I am. I
Okay.
haven't seen her in 2 years. I just came in to
Just
be
flew
with
in?
her.
Good, okay, so you heard about her stroke?
Yes, and I, of course, know all about her living will and her wishes that she be, disconnected from these tubes that
both-
we have here and all
We
that.
both feel that way, and she has empowered me, as you know, to make that decision for her since she can't
Well-
make it at this time.
And I understand you're her advocate, and I'm glad to see there's consensus between the two of you. I think we're a little premature right now. When you look at her condition separately, she's had Alzheimer's for a while, but Alzheimer's, especially at the level she has, it's not immediately terminal. She would be totally functional if she had the Alzheimer's and nothing else. Her congestive heart disease is progressive, but I don't believe it's at the point yet where, I would call it end stage. And, strokes, we've been able to do miracles with strokes. And I've already contacted rehab, and we believe that we can get her sitting up, we can get her eating her on her own, and we believe we can restore
That
some of her.
is not what my sister wanted for her end of life decisions.
Not at all, not at all. How long do you, it would certainly be a miracle. I mean, look, she's completely unresponsive, and she does not want to be kept in this condition.
Well, obviously the doctor is, the boss here. I sort
Well,
of am the
no,
one who
I
decides
have been.
the timing, and I understand she has a living will, but I just
I
think
have
it's
heard-
way
I don't
too
think you're the
soon.
boss here. You may be the doctor here,
Right.
but you're not the boss
In
here.
fact, I have the legal power of attorney to see to it that her wishes are carried out. And consistently over the years, she has made it abundantly clear that she does not want to remain in this kind of condition.
Well, and when we reach that stage where that decision is appropriate, then I'm happy to assist you.
Well, we think we're there now.
What's,
What,
we have a
you're
disagreement
talking
here. What's the
about-
next recourse here? What's
Yeah.
our choices?
Well, I'm the one who disconnects when I think the time is appropriate. I'm the ICU nurse here, doctor here, so, you certainly are, it's
What-
okay if you consult with other doctors
We will.
and with the administration.
We intend to do that. We
But
will
I
do
think
that.
they will back me up
Well,
that we have a little more time here, that we can work with her and
Well,
restore.
Well, how much time are you envisioning here?
Well, it might be a week, it might be
No,
2 months.
Yeah, so you'd want her to suffer for another week or another 2 months?
I don't see that she's suffering.
I think we
She's
need to
at
go
peace.
to the
No, we'll
administration, Andy.
be speaking with other physicians and the administration
Okay,
and court if necessary, but we will see to it that her life is over now.
okay, well, that's your right, but I'm on record that this is not
Okay.
something I support.
All right, we'll deal with another physician, most
Okay.
likely.
Okay,
Thank you, doctor.
thank you.
In Act 3, we have a very different situation. The advocate wishes to carry out the patient's wishes, and the doctor is supportive, but Frank family is opposed.
Okay,
Hello, Patricia. This is Andy, your friend Andy, and I'm here with Dr. Dorothy again today. Your brother's here. He arrived in town.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, good to see you. I haven't seen her in so long.
how long has it been?
No, I haven't seen her in 2 years, and I'm feeling
Yeah.
bad about it, so I'm looking forward to spending some time with her now. Yeah.
And you flew in?
I did. I
when
flew
you
in
heard
from
about the
Minneapolis
stroke?
just this morning, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
Andy, and we're glad you can be
I'm
here.
Dr.
Thank
Dorothy.
you, thank you,
Hi.
Glad you can be here to be with her.
thank you.
Yeah.
And let me just
She's
bring
looking
it-
good.
Well,
Here at the hospital, we try to make our patients as comfortable as possible, but as you are maybe aware, probably aware, Patricia has been suffering from Alzheimer's for quite a while. On top of that, she's had a bad physical condition with her congestive heart disease, which is a progressive disease, and she's really approaching the end stages with that.
Oh, wait, Alzheimer's is not a terminal disease.
Well,
No,
it
not
can
in
be
itself.
terminal by itself,
Okay.
right? It's not much of an, as much of an issue,
No.
but with the other condition, and now with the stroke, again, if it were just the stroke, there are things we might be able to do, but really, my understanding, having read the living will
Right,
and talking with Mr. Advocate, my feeling is that really we're at the point now where I feel comfortable honoring her living will.
Well,
You know, I've shown
I
you, Frank,
understand,
that
but,
she's expressed this point of view for 10 years now, more than 10 years, and has affirmed it every year, and has made it very clear she doesn't want to stay
but-
in this kind of situation.
I hear you, but I haven't seen her for 2 years, and we talk on the phone rarely, so I need to make up for lost time here with her, so I need to be with her at least a week or two.
We're comfortable with granting you some time to visit, but
A week or two will not be doable.
I think,
You
wait a
can
minute, wait. I
see
think
her
the-
today and say what you have to say today,
No,
possibly tomorrow morning as well. But there's no way I'm going to let her suffer here. Kind of life she
she,
would
I
want.
believe the family has status in this situation.
Actually, I have precedence over the family in as much as I do have her durable medical power of attorney.
and let me just
And
sort
I
of.
thought I had
Is that
explained
right?
that to you.
That in Arizona, the statutes do honor the whoever the agent is named on the power of
I mean,
attorney.
the family doesn't have a say in this?
Well, I'll be honest with you, if you feel that the living will does not express her wishes, or if you have a problem with this, unfortunately, although legally I should defer to Mr. Advocate, the hospital does not want to create, a dispute
Well,
here.
Doctor,
So I think the
Doctor,
next,
there's no one left to stand up for this woman, my friend Patricia. I've known her over
Well, I'm
30
not
years.
saying she has to live forever. None of us are going to do that. But
No.
I think she's good for another week or two. Why don't you
Well,
put-
that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
what she
is.
has never indicated anything close to wanting to linger in this way for a week or two. And I feel obligated. I've told her over the years, I appreciate your predicament. And really, I hope you can say to her what you want to say within the next day or two. And after
Well,
that,
I
I'm
want
going
to
to
talk to the
take,
hospital
I
administration.
want to take the measures necessary
We'll
to
start
honor
with
her
that.
wishes.
We'll start
well,
with
and that's you're right. Let me just ask though, if you're talking a week or two, this puts me in a dilemma. Are you then saying, and when you talk with the administration, are you talking about, do we need to bring in rehab? Do you want her revived? Do you want her, all the extra
Well,
measures?
I think it's important
brought in?
to say here that Patricia was a God-fearing woman. She read the Bible every day. It was very important to her, and she did. And what you're suggesting is that you do God's work, and that's not what she had in mind.
What I'm doing is Patricia's work. God gave her a mind to think with, and she has thought about this repeatedly and consistently for years. And I feel obligated to honor her wishes. That's all I'm doing. Obviously, she's unable to stand up for herself. She's trusted me to do this at this time. It's not easy for me either, Fred family, to lose my friend Patricia. But I know that what I will do is what she has wanted. And we're not talking rehabilitation here. The time has come.
Okay, I'm going to go down and see the hospital administrator right now.
Okay,
And I'll be back. You
unfortunately-
guys be gone, and then I'm going to spend the day with her. Okay.
Okay, very
Okay.
good.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Mr. Advocate, my
Well,
hands are tied.
Now,
have
I
to
understand. Well, I understand. I'll get it taken care of.
wait. Okay,
All right?
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now the situation changes again. In this scene, both the doctor and the family are opposed to turning off the machinery, but the advocate insists on carrying out the patient's wishes.
Hello, Patricia. This is Andy here with you. Your brother Frank has flown in. Frank family is here, and Dr. Dorothy is here. And Frank, I know we've talked earlier,
Yes.
and
Nice to meet
Good
you.
to see you, doctor.
this is Dr. Dorothy. As you know, Patricia has indicated consistently over the years that she does not want to be in this kind of condition. And I am empowered to stand up for her since she can't make any decisions now. She's incapable of taking care of herself. She's appointed me and given me the power to take care of her. And we feel as though the time has come to let her go.
Oh, I don't think so at all. That's very, very abrupt. I just got here, and I want to spend some time with her, but you talking about ending her life right now? Is that what you're talking
Well,
about?
not right now.
Pulling these
Not right
plugs?
now. No, I'd be happy to have you spend a day with her, but
No, he's
she's
not going to do it. Doctor, what's your opinion on this?
I frankly, I've been sort of at odds with Mr. Advocate over this. I really think that it's premature. She has a number of disabling conditions. They're all treatable. We feel that we can buy her some more time. And I've already brought in rehab. I think we can do things for the stroke that she just suffered. So, and I'm glad actually that you flew in, because I really feel that in this case, you as the family should have a say. in
Doctor,
what happens.
you agree that Patricia is terminally ill?
Terminally, but not today, not
Well,
tomorrow.
not today, not
She's got
tomorrow,
some
not
time.
next week, not next month.
That's good.
What's
Not next
the
week.
point of her lying here like this?
Well, there's a great deal we can do. I mean, obviously, as you know,
Her
many
color
people.
her color's very good.
Yeah.
You know, I think you said that one of your tests showed that there was brain activity.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
No.
She's not as responsive as she was before the stroke, but again, I think there's a great deal we can do.
Good, good.
She does have congestive heart disease, but again, we have medications. She's comfortable here at the hospital.
No.
So I think we
She
can
does
buy her
not,
more
she
time.
does not, has never wanted to linger in this kind of condition. She does not want to be medicalized and bureaucratized and drugged and plugged.
Well, you're
She
saying
wants
that.
to let, I'm not
She's-
saying what
she's not
Patricia
telling
has
us.
said. Oh, yes, she's telling us. She's told us repeatedly in the documents that I've shown you before. She's signed them every year for 10 years, expressing exactly what she wants to have
So-
happen and what she wants to have not happen should she be in this condition.
You're then suggesting pulling these plugs, which, as I see it, and I know as Patricia would see it, is you're doing God's work. You are taking her life, and I know that being a Bible-fearing woman, she would not have. That's not the way she wanted it to be.
Well, I think we just plain disagree, Frank.
do.
I've known her
Absolutely.
30 years. I've spent a lot more time with her than you have, frankly, and
I think the family
her
and the
religious
doctor.
beliefs,
Yeah.
her religious beliefs do not hinder her making this kind of decision. We've discussed this. We've discussed this for months and years. And she's very clear about this. And I'm not doing God's will. I'm doing Patricia's will. She's here. She's helpless. There's no one else to represent her and to help her out of this predicament, which is what she has indicated she wants.
Well, Mr. Advocate, let me just point out and remind you that nobody can do anything without my involvement. And I feel very strongly that, yes, we do honor living wills here. I am in support of them under some conditions. In this case, I think it's just plain too soon. So you don't have my agreement and my say-so
Well,
with
that's
disconnecting her.
Well, that's too bad, because it's my conviction that it's not too soon, and it's my conviction, moreover, that it's Patricia's conviction.
I think we're
You
going
know
to
what
get
I
a lawyer.
think.
I want to get a lawyer.
What I
That's
think
what
really
I want
doesn't
to get a lawyer.
matter.
I'm coming back.
I'm here to represent her, and I'm very clear that this is not what she would want.
Well,
So
I've been in
if
court.
I will. You're fired.
I've been in
If-
court
I will
a
have
number
to.
of times, and I can tell you, you're not going to get anywhere without a medical opinion.
I will get another medical opinion, and I will go to court, and I'm sure they'll hear this as an emergency case, and we'll see you after that. But
Okay.
I will have the court rule that it's okay to let her go, and I'm sure they'll honor her repeated and consistent request.
Well, obviously, they'll be listening to Mr. Family as well, so,
I hope they listen to everybody, and mostly I hope they listen to Patricia.
okay.
This is John Abraham again. We hope you've found this helpful. I hope it helps you and your group to discuss these issues, you and your family and friends to be prepared for these kinds of situations. I realize that, my role in particular may come across as rather harsh, maybe even cruel, if you will, to some viewers, but I am obligated in my role as an advocate to see to it that the patient's wishes are honored. Unfortunately, that's uphill in our society oftentimes, and it's It's with the utmost care for the patient that I represent the patient. Let me say as a footnote that the court will uphold the advocate. The statutes are with the advocate, and don't be afraid to take this to court. And in this kind of situation, you can get a matter like this in front of a judge within a matter of a day or two, no matter how jam-packed the court system is. They make exception for exactly this kind of case. So don't be afraid to take that legal recourse if you have to. I hope you don't have to, but if you do, that's what the statutes are there for, and they support the advocate. Let me also comment briefly on the fact that we held all of our conversations in front of Patricia patient. You may want to discuss this among yourselves, but in our case, it was made clear by Patricia that she wanted to be a part of all conversations about her condition, her treatment, or lack thereof. And that's the way we followed it out. I know some people would perhaps prefer not to discuss these kinds of things in front of the patient, but again, I was honoring the patient's wishes, and I happen to think it's a good thing that she knows, if she is that much aware, knows what's going on. And it's my understanding that hearing is the last sense to go in any case. And I would encourage you, as I did in some of the scenes, talk to the patient, act as if she can hear you, because we don't know whether she can or not. And so it was deliberate to have her included as best she could be in her helpless situation in the conversations. Thank you again. I hope you find this helpful.